Welcome to the space. This is one of the most detailed gele video you ever see today.
Hello guys, so today we're having a gele tutorial and this is our almighty model for today. If you what I do. Okay, so we're actually doing the round gele today and I'll try as much as possible to capture every step. I hope you guys enjoy. So I'll be using this gele and for the bridal round gele majorly, your gele has to be very long. We are doing the bridal today. But if it's just the party gele, it doesn't matter if the length is not too long as long as you can go around once. You get what I'm saying by the time we are doing the process, okay? So I'm using this gele and I think this gele is about I don't know, I think it's about 90 inches, sorry, 90 inches. Yeah, this gele is about 90 inches. So the rule for this round gele, I'm going to be folding this gele. Sorry. I'm going to be folding this into two. That's 50 by 50. Okay, so if I say 50 by 50, that means you fold it into two equal halves. But if I say 50, 60 by 40, that means one part has to be longer than the other. Okay, so I'm doing 60 by 40 for this gele. So this is like my 60/40. So this is a 60 behind and this is a 40. Okay, I'll do another video to explain in detail on how to calculate the measurement of your gele. Like if you want to get the 60/40, 70/30, the 50/50 is easy because it's just in two halves, but this is 60/40. Okay, so this part is longer than the other part, just slightly longer. Okay, so after that, you open your gele into two. Just note that this point that you folded into two, the midpoint, is what will be here. Okay, this is what you have here. Okay, so I'm going to open up. This is my midpoint here. I'm going to open it up and fold about an inch inside. Okay, fold about an inch inside. Actually, because I've been doing this for a long time and I already know how to get my 60/40, I don't have to do the whole process. But for those that are just starting and they're actually confused about how to get the measurements, I'll make another video to explain that. Okay, so for the sake of this video today, fold an inch inside. Okay, fold an inch inside, then put it on your client's head. And this is my client. So put it on your client's head and make sure that the 40 part, the 40 part is what you have here. Okay, and the 60 part is what you have here. Okay, the 40 here and the 60 here. Okay, so let's check what we have here. So you can see this is slightly longer than this. Okay, so I'm just trying to be as detailed as possible. So even if you're just starting out on gele artistry, you can actually get this. This is one of the most simple styles that you can ever tie for your client, and you can tie it for a bridal client as well. I'm making sure that I have an inch inside. Okay, so I'm going to hold it firmly like this. Then I'll start with my pleats. Okay, can you see how firm it is? I have my 1 inch inside. Then I'm going to start pleating. Now for my pleats, look at my fingers, look at my thumb and my finger. Okay, so I'm picking the gele like this. I'm just going to use my thumb to hold it down. I'm going to use this thumb to hold this down. The gele will be in between these two fingers. Okay, so I'm doing like this and I'm supporting with this finger. So this is what I'm doing now. I'm going to hold it down firmly. So I'm holding my pleat in now. This is one pleat. Now make sure that the space in between your pleats are the same. Okay, the space in between your pleats, they are the same. So you extend your idea like that. So I'm folding in now. 4 and 5. Okay, so let's just make the width 5. Yeah. Okay, can you see the spacing in between my pleats? Can you hold this? Just hold that. Yeah, so I'm going to press this like this and try to space it out a bit. Okay, make sure it's not too close and it's not too far from each other. Make sure you have the same spacing in between. So you press it down, you adjust this part, making sure that the spacing in between your pleats they are the same, and making sure that it overlaps each other, like stays on top of each other and it's well arranged. Can you see this? Okay, so you pin this down to the back. Just hold this down. Tell your client to hold it for you, or if you have an assistant, tell your assistant to hold that for you. Then you do the same thing at this other side. So I'm just doing the same thing I did there. I'm doing it here. Okay. So can you see it's looking well arranged? And you take it to the back. Okay. You hold it down. Tell your client to hold it down. If you have someone assisting you. So for the back now, I'm just trying to get my pleats, gather all the pleats before I cross it. Okay. Gather all the pleats here. And doing the same thing here. Then note that when you want to cross your gele, the longer part will be under, okay, and the shorter part, that's the 40 part, will be on top, okay. That means the 60 will be on under, the 60 part will be under, and the 40 part will be on top. So you cross like this, okay. So I'm just going to give my client, my model this, and I'm taking this to this part, okay. You can hold everything. I'm going to take this to the front. So I'm going to start with this part, okay? No, we don't do this one again. So can you see how firm my pleats are? So can you why do your eyes like that?
I'm a model.
Okay, so I'm putting this. Sorry, you place this the 40 part on top carefully. Okay, place it on top carefully. Can you please turn here? Yeah, thank you. So look at it, the way it's crossing from the back. Okay, can you see? So you layer your pleats again. You can take like 2 or 3 or 4. So this is the second one. So I'm just going to take like 3 pleats from here. So this is the third one. Note that I'm picking. Can you please turn to the side very well? Look at the way it's turning from. It's crossing from the back. Okay, that's okay. Thank you. So from this part of the video till the end, my mic was actually off, and I did not realize that until I finished the video and I was watching, and it was really painful because I took my time to explain in detail, but unfortunately it wasn't recorded. So basically what I was saying here was you should make sure you secure your pleats firmly at the back. So after securing the pleats firmly at the back, I told my model to hold for me so it doesn't get loose. And after that, I took the 60 part and did another 4 pleats. Then I secured it firmly at the back. Here now, I was just checking to make sure that my pleats are well placed, they are well laid, and they are firm, very firm, because you are still going to push the gele to the back. So you don't want your gele to be very loose from the start, because by the time you push to the back, the gele will be extremely loose and it can actually fall off from your client's head, and you don't want that to happen. You want your gele to stay from the start to the end of the party till you even get home. Okay, so here I did 4 extra pleats with the 60 part and I secured firmly at the back. At this point,
I'm holding the gele with my right hand very firmly. Okay, I'm holding the gele very firmly so that my pleats would stay in place. I'm pulling the gele with one hand, holding it firmly with one hand, and securing my pleats with the other hand. Okay, after making sure that the gele is very firm and I'm still holding it firmly, I told my model to take his hands off the gele, okay, because I know that it is very firm now, it can't get loose. So I'm just making sure the pleats are well arranged, and I'm taking it to the back gradually. So this time around we are going from the left to the right. Okay, so here you want to make sure that no pleat is hiding. You want to make sure that you're not losing any pleats. It's not that you start with 4 pleats and at the end you have 3 pleats. Okay, so that is one mistake you would not want to make. Now, I want you to take note of the fact that even when I'm checking my pleat to make sure I'm having the same number of pleats at both sides, I am not just leaving the gele down. I'm securing it with one hand and I'm adjusting my pleat with the other hand. I'm making sure one hand is holding the gele firmly and the other hand is adjusting the pleat. Okay, so I continued this process till I got to the back. Okay, and when I got to the back, I secured it firmly at the back. So this is the back of the gele now, and you want to make sure that not just the front of your gele is looking very neat, but also the back. Okay, you also want the back of your gele to come out really neat, not just the front. Okay, so this is how you can twist your gele. If you have your client, if your client is with ponytail, if you have a client that has ponytail and says, oh, I want my hair to come out, okay, that is how you twist the back of the gele and you secure it nicely, you knot it nicely. Okay, but if your client doesn't have a ponytail, if your client does not specify that, okay, I want my hair to come out at the middle, so this is how you close up your gele at the back. Okay, so basically I'm just taking the 4 pleats at the back and I'm securing it very well. Then I'm going to tie it into a knot. To ensure that the 4 pleat is well secured, I'm going to twist now. So I'm twisting the 4 pleat before I tie it with the other part of the gele. So I'm going to tie it into a knot and secure it nicely before I come back and finish off the gele at the back. Okay. So this is the front of the gele now. You can see that the gele is looking very firm. It is looking very neat and tidy. The pleats are well laid, and when you're at this step, you are 70% done with your gele. Okay, yeah, 70% done. So look at both sides of the gele looking really neat. Both sides are looking really neat, and the pleats are overlapping very well. So what I'm going to do now is to pleat the remaining part of the fabric. Okay, so basically I'm going to pleat the remaining part of the fabric, and I will ensure that I have the same spacing in between, and I maintain the same spacing in between the pleats from the beginning to the end. If you are starting with small pleats, start with small pleats from the beginning to the end. If you are doing big pleats, start with big pleats from the beginning to the end. Not that you have small pleats, big pleats, small pleats, big pleats, and your gele will look irregular. Okay, you don't want that. Okay, so basically I'm just doing the same pleats, the same size of pleats that I started with. I'm doing the same size with the remaining part of the fabric. Okay, so for this part of the gele now, I'm taking the pleats from the middle. Okay, so when I take the pleats from the middle, I made sure that I finish the pleat to the left and to the right, so my pleat doesn't get missing in between. Okay, so basically taking pleats from the middle, taking it to the left and to the right, then till I finish the fabric. I continue this process till I finish the fabric. So after that, I'm going to secure the gele at the back. Okay, so look at the pleats coming out so nice. Look at the pleats looking very neat and tidy. That is what you get when you maintain the same size of pleats. Okay, if you're using small pleats, use your small pleats from beginning to end. If you're using medium pleats, use your medium pleats from beginning to the end. And if you are using a very big pleat, make sure you maintain that from beginning to the end. But it's best to go with small and medium pleats. You don't want your pleat to be too large because the gele would not look as nice as this. Okay, so basically I'm making sure I'm bringing out any pleat that is hiding. I don't want any of my pleats to be hidden, so I'm bringing everything out so you can literally count the pleats from the beginning to the end. Okay, so that is what I'm doing here now. I'm counting the number of pleats I have at this other side, so I'll make sure I'm having that same number of pleats at this other side. So I think I counted 12 pleats there, so I made sure that the 12 pleats are the same number of 12 pleats I have here. Then I secure the gele at the back. So now here at this stage, I'm about to secure the gele at the back. I'm also counting the pleats, taking all the pleats in nicely, taking all the pleats that I did in front, securing it nicely, and the knot that I tied initially, I untied it, placed the pleats in between, and I secured it with the remaining part of the gele. Okay, so here now I'm not using any pin at all for this gele. I'm not using any pin. You can as well use a pin to secure whichever part you think you need to secure, but for this gele, this particular gele that I tied, I did not use any pin, as you can see. So look at my gele coming out nice. Look at my gele looking really nice and beautiful. So here I'm just tidying up the gele, making sure the gele is looking really round and equal on both sides. So after that, I'm going to push the gele to the back. You don't want to leave your gele like this. So I'm going to push it to the back to the hairline. Okay, so here I'm just bringing out any part of the pleats that is hidden, making sure the gele is looking very even, looking very neat. And after that, I'll push to the back carefully, okay, because when your client has a makeup on, you don't want the gele rubbing off the makeup. Okay, so I'll push to the hairline and making sure the gele is still on top of both ears. Okay, so after that, we are done with our round gele. Just tidy up the gele, take out any pleat that is hidden, make sure your gele is very firm, and you're good to go. So here is our round gele for a party guest or a bride that wants a minimal gele. Also, don't forget to like, share with your friends, drop a comment, and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.